Hey, how we doing, nerds? Hope you've been well. I am excited to be here, having just seen Chapter 4 of the Golden Disc Saga. For anyone not quite sure what the Golden Disc Collection is, well,
the Golden Disc is a powerful artifact with the ability to reveal knowledge of the past, the future, and of the infinite possible destinies throughout time. Discover an alternate timeline in which the quantum surge that mutated many Maximals and Predacons into transmetals goes very differently.
at least that's the kind of romanticized sales pitch version. The reality is it's just a great way to repaint, do some slight remolds, and push out another sales point that collectors like moi, you if you're here, will go out and go like, ooh, and purchase. I, for one, am happy to have them spin a little bit of extra narrative into it. Almost it has like the vibes of little pack-in comics. It's a lot like what they did with the Galactic Odyssey. And, you know, it's just a little bit of sugar to go on that spoonful of medicine of just more repaints. It's enough for me. I've got a prescription. I know the downside of releases like this is that it can make them quite hard to actually get your hands on. But I found, at least with the ones that are going out via Amazon, you can normally get them. If not through your own country's Amazon, you can still go to other countries' Amazons and order. You just got to pay, you know, the bit extra in shipping and things like that. There are instances where it's like a real bummer, like, you know, Earthrise, Prowl, and Ironhide. They probably should have been just main release. And getting your hands on the cone heads is an example of where this system has failed. But with a lot of figures, like a lot of the Gen Select stuff, retailers in Australia like Zing and EB Game and Pop Culture and stuff have been pretty good at being able to offer them straight to collectors. So whilst it can be painful, nothing's perfect, and I'm just glad that there's an avenue for these figures to even exist, because you probably wouldn't see them otherwise. So, you know, it's a little bit of this and that. Food for thought. So chapter 1 in this saga of time-traveling malarkey is Puffer and Road Ranger. Pretty well just another two Huffers. I do have Huffer. I haven't done a video on him because I was like, Huffer. I hadn't planned on getting Pipes. Now that there's these two coming out, I'm like, oh, well, if I get these guys to complete the set, because, you know, I've bought into the narrative, flimsy as it is. If I get those two, and then I add Pipes, and I've got Huffer, there's 4 of them, that makes for pretty cool, like, base filling out aesthetics. Because a lot of other characters are too big to hang out on Omega Supreme and look like it's any kind of upgrade. Other than like, you know, oh, look at this guy who's a kind of a park bench for me now. They've done a pretty good like 4-story arc kind of deal here, because it's like, you had Puffer and Road Ranger. I was like, okay, alright, let's see what they're doing here. Then next, we get Jackpot and Sights, which, if you're an Action Master fan, which a lot of people say it kind of, is a big part of what tanked the franchise initially, I'm a fan. I've got quite a few of them up there. I could always use more Action Masters. Such a weird thing to do to the franchise, right? What a weird thing to do! 2 things about this one. Firstly, I'm really surprised that they didn't do Ricochet if they were going to do anything, because everyone loves a Ricochet. They always do a Ricochet from Jazz, and I don't know if we've seen one yet. Right? Especially when, you know, it's got a Battle Master in it anyway. Why not do that, unless that's coming? Secondly, I think I'm just more excited for Sights and to have another Battle Master Battle Axe. Because that would be really cool. I've always found that Battle Masters are like the Pringles of the Transformers world. Just once you pop, you can't stop. Like, ooh, an axe, a gun, a shovel. Nice run. Chapter 3 is where things start to get particularly interesting with Mutant Tigertron. I know as a tiger, he looks a little washed out, and it could have been like a much richer orange with some more defined stripes and things. But they're referencing back to some like early Beast Wars concept art where he was that kind of tiger with that kind of green. The mutant head sculpt looks really, really crisp. Like crisper than, what's the Cheetor version? Night Prowler? Night Stalker? Registered Offender? I have the Netflix version of Cheetor, and his legs suck, and there's a lot about that figure that just is a real deal breaker for me. I haven't gotten the mainline Tigertron yet. I am hoping that some of what I hate about that figure is fixed in the upscaled version. So I might hold off on ordering the Mutant Tigertron until I can see whether or not I even like regular plain old non-mutated Tigertron. One of the things I do like about a release like this one, same as what they did in the Worlds Collide with Toy Colors Black Arachnia, what it says to me is that if they ever actually get around to doing Polar Claw, that we'll be able to get Barbarian and Grizzly 1 through some kind of Gen Selects kind of time crossover Beast Warp Tyrannosaurus kind of move, and I'm all about it. Finally, today, maybe yesterday, perhaps even tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Definitely not tomorrow. Today or yesterday, depending on whereabouts you are on this crazy place called Earth. We got to see, bam! There's no way that looked attractive. Pterosaur. Ooh, he's like, you know, he's one of the original, how many, 10? I don't know, whatever. He was part of the season 1 starting lineup. So for him to finally have his own toy coming out, updated, even if it is like a remolded, twisted backwards air razor, I'm fine with it. The robot mode looks exceptional. I think that head sculpt looks great, particularly the CG renders. It's a bit more of a snarl. The actual toy looked like he's a bit more like, I'm finally here. Beast mode, it's not great. It's very red, the wings look cool, the head looks good. The legs do not lend themselves to his alt mode, to his beast mode, because that's not how pterosaurs were really built. But if this is all we can get, I'll take it, right? It's all about the robot mode anyway. Nice to know that in some universes, from reading into the fiction around this series, he made it to the 2nd season. That must not have been the darkest timeline. So that's it. Thank you for coming with me on this speedy speculative adventure, seeing what we've got to look forward to, what maybe we can pass on and be grateful for our bank accounts to save that hit. Don't know. Let me know in the comments, what do you plan on getting? Are you going to pick up any of them? Did any of this tickle your fancy? I will definitely be getting both of the Beast offerings. And then, I don't know, maybe the other two if I'm having a bad day. If you've made it to this point, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content. If you are already a subscriber, thanks. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Oh, I love these releases. I love the nerd hype that we get now. Ooh! Peace out, nerds. Catch you on the next one.